Story 20. Always Help. Author, Renuka Vishwanathan. Saya's parents had to suddenly go to visit her grandmother. Saya's aunt came to stay with her for a few days till they returned. Her school bus did not have a stop where Aunt lived, so this way Saya could attend school. Saya missed her parents, but now she could read books, play video games, talk on the phone without her mother or father always asking her to do something. Saya, water the plants. Saya, fold your washed clothes. Help keep the groceries away. Not that she did any of those things. She would say she was busy and continued with her activities, and her parents always did it later on. Her aunt had seen how Saya behaved when her parents were there. She did not like it at all. She knew Saya was a good and clever girl, but she was lazy and spoiled. She had no responsibility for her things and was not helpful. She decided to do something about it. "Saya, come to dinner," called her aunt. "Coming!" shouted Saya, and continued watching television. She forgot the time, and when she went for dinner, she found her aunt had already eaten. "You did not wait for me?" asked Saya, surprised. Her parents always did, and called her repeatedly. "I have other things to do," her aunt said, and went off. Saya ate her dinner alone and went back to watching television. Time passed, and it was quite late when she went to bed. Her aunt had gone to sleep long ago. "This is nice," thought Saya. "I can do what I want." As she had slept late, Saya got up late. She slept through the alarm. She got up with a jump. She would miss the school bus. She didn't have time to bath. "Where is my lunchbox?" she asked her aunt. "Pack it," said her aunt. She pointed to the lunch kept in a dish. Saya looked at her in surprise. Mummy always did that. Her aunt had gone to do something else, so Saya could not say anything. And she was already late. She gulped down her milk and stuffed her lunch in her box and ran to the bus stop. She just managed to catch the bus, and in her hurry, she hadn't taken her water bottle. Mummy always filled it and kept it ready with her lunchbox. The next day was a repeat of the first day. Again, Saya overslept and just made it to the bus. She did not find time to pack her lunch, and her aunt was angry with her when she came home from school. "I wasted so much time to make your lunch, and you could not find time to pack it? How irresponsible!" Saya was upset at being scolded. She was hungry too, as she had to share the lunch of her friends. The third day was worse. She could not find a fresh uniform. "Didn't my uniform come from wash?" she asked her aunt. Her aunt pointed to the pile of washed clothes near the washing machine. "It must have been washed and kept there. Don't you fold your own clothes and keep them in your room?" "No." Saya didn't. Her mother folded it and kept it in her drawer and made sure it was ironed. Saya pulled out her uniform from the pile, and it was crumpled. How could she wear this? But it was that or her dirty uniform. Saya again just made it on time to the school bus. There was a surprise inspection in school, and Saya was scolded for wearing a crumpled uniform. She was given punishment. It had never happened to her before. She was miserable. But that was not the end. She did not water the plants, and some had almost died. The dustbin in her room was overflowing. Her aunt didn't empty it for her. She had to fill her school water bottle and clean the table and wake up on time for school by herself. Slowly, Saya realized how much her parents did for her and how much work it was for them. Once she realized that, things became better. She began to take care of her own things and helped around the house. She was ashamed at how she used to ignore her parents when they asked her to do things. Her aunt nodded her head in approval. When her parents came back, they were amazed at the change in Saya. She now managed her own things and willingly helped around with chores. She kept her room neat and always came when called. "I love the new Saya," said her mother, hugging her. And so did Saya. Moral: help with household chores, and be responsible.